Well, hello, you beautiful donuts. Today we're going to watch people brutally exposing their Rexes. Oh, cut, injected into the veins. So we've got a mixture of some TikToks, and I also asked on my Instagram for you to send in your submissions, and they are mental, so we're going to get onto there. So strap up, because we're getting into it. So the first one is from a girl called Brooke Schofield. Now, this went viral. She did like 12 TikToks exposing her ex, and apparently the story is mental.
Part 1. Who the f*** did I marry?
Oh my god, she looks like ready to expose. Just looking at us. Hair slick back, forehead shining, dressing gown on. This woman is ready for war. God, send her on the front lines.
When I opened my phone today to a million texts from all my friends of this TikTok that Kane had posted saying, what did he say? He said like, when I've been over the relationship for 2 years and she just can't stop yapping about it, which...
First rule broken. Okay, if you're out of a relationship, okay, don't try and antagonize your ex. Because if you post something like, why is she still yapping? You're only gonna start something bad, okay? Why just let it die? Why are you trying to ignite something, fella? You've made this lass put her hair in a bun and slick it back and call you out. You could have just rode off into the sunset.
Now, obviously, we broke up 2 years ago, okay? And that was a very, very different time in my life. I was, first of all, unmedicated, okay? And that is a very, very important factor in this story because I get so many comments that are like, Brooke, what on earth were you going through? And I agree.
Stop it! He's already dead! Stop it! Oh my god, like... That's kind of cool. For you to have to come out and go, sorry, the reason I was with my ex was because I was unmedicated. Okay, I was going through some shit at that point. I wasn't thinking straight. That's so dark.
Now, I get a lot of comments about his appearance and the way he shakes, okay? And those are two things that I'm gonna leave off limits for my story time because I feel like that's low-hanging fruit and it's obvious it doesn't even need to be addressed. Believe it.
I always get comments about the way he looked and the way he shaked. Like, are you trying to kill this man? What is going on? You've already killed him. Why is there like 11 more parts of this? This man is already in the ground. Stop, love.
Like I said, he lived in Vegas, so I obviously was not going to go to dinner with him because he's a stranger, okay? But he persisted, all right? Of course, of the next few months, he would slide up on all my stories, message me constantly. Some would call him obsessed, honestly, but...
God, not only is he ugly, not only does he shake, but he's also obsessed. Oh, God, they really are the three Deathly Hallows. I want to know what this guy done. Like, these videos have so much views. She must proper expose him.
Remember so specifically the outfit that I wore because again, this guy has been messaging me so much online that I'm like, I know he like loves me. So I wore the ugliest outfit you could find. Like BB knows, I said it to her. I was like, I just want like to look as unattractive like to him as possible.
Why are you going then? I guess if you like his music, I guess. But like, I don't feel like it's worth going. If you really don't want this man to find you attractive, I would just not turn up. Because this man seems a little bit odd. He seems a little bit obsessive. I feel like even if you came in dressing like, I don't know, Scooby-Doo trying to get on an aeroplane, he's still going to be like, wow, that's the woman for me. I feel like that's your first mistake, love.
And he and I order literally every single thing on the menu and we sit there for like 4 hours and just talk, okay? And this is the point where he tells me about what had happened to him in the year prior, all right? This would have been, I guess, 2020, like during COVID, okay?
I love how she's like setting the entire scene. She's like a lawyer in a courtroom. I feel like I'm watching Legally Blonde right now. What is going on? It's like even her hand movements, like everything. It's like she's speaking to the jury right now.
He tells me his mom, his dad, and his brother all died in the same year, okay? Which is horrible. Like,
his mom, his dad, and his brother all died in the same year. God, that's a bad year, isn't it? That's a horror year, right? Couldn't have hoped for a worse year, you know? Christ, I feel terrible for... God, my ice cream melted today, and I honestly felt like, you know, just killing me something. Now I feel awful. All three of them. Is there a hitman after you got? What's going on? God, rest their souls.
So I'm like blown away. I knew that his mom had died because he had openly talked about like how one of his songs was about her and stuff, but I had no idea about the rest of his family. So I was like, holy first of all. And I feel like I completely changed my opinion about him because I'm like, at this point, I'm thinking he's just like this weirdo sliding into my DMs, and now he's very like human to me because I'm like, oh my God, I cannot believe.
Oh my God, what happens if he's lied? Surely it's got to be something like this for this to be such a huge twist.
Then he starts telling me how he got into music. He's telling me how he was homeless and he would backpack around Europe, like literally sleep on benches and busk, like in parks, to make money. And he got discovered, whatever. And then obviously, I Guess I'm in Love came out and he was really successful from that song.
Bro, how have I never heard of this guy? What do you mean? Like, his mom, his dad, and his brother all died in the same year. He was homeless and he had to busk around the world. That's like, if you saw that in a Netflix documentary, you'd be like, well, that would never happen though, would it? What do you mean? That's such a good story. This guy could have like a Baby Reindeer level series on his hands.
He's in person. He's really normal. He's charismatic. He's Australian. He's a beautiful musician. He's singing to me and playing guitar every night. I'm like, you know what? I'm falling for him, okay? I know, but you asked. As more time passes, we eventually move to like an Airbnb in Marina Del Rey because he wanted to be by the beach, and so we go over there. And this man is not allowing me to go home, okay? This was the first major red flag. Like if I had a morning where I was like, okay, like I want to go home and like get new clothes and shower and like just be a human and be alone for a second, he would immediately like shut down, like, why don't you want to be with me? Why would you want to go home? Can I come with you? Like,
okay, major red flag. You guys aren't even together. Why is he not letting you leave? Jeffrey Dahmer, is that you? Got the knife and fork out? You're gonna put her in the freezer, are you? Run, love. What do you mean he won't let you leave? That is such a red flag. Okay, so apparently then they got into a relationship. I'm intrigued by this story. I feel like there's a twist coming.
On the way there, we get pulled over. In his car, he drove a Model X at the time, and when the cop asked for license and registration, he gave his license, his Australian license, and he gave the registration to the car, which was not his. Not his car. So I thought that was...
Oh my God, love. I know you said you were unmedicated, and that's a fair reason, but there's so many red flags building up here. I feel like at the end of this story, this man could be a murderer. I don't know if this man's in prison. It's building up. He wouldn't let you leave. He's driving a car that's not his car, but he didn't tell you.
And then the cop is like reciting his information back to him, and he says, you were born in 1999. And I am under the impression that my boyfriend is a year younger than me, okay? And this would make him like 4 years younger than me. I'm like, that's really strange. But we keep going, and I ask him about it, and he's like, oh, like, that's a fake ID. I got it mixed up.
Oh my God, wait. So he's even lied about his age? Why? Why would you lie about your age? For what reason? That's so strange. I feel like I would like... That's... You know, it's not that deep. But it is, because it's like, if you're lying about that, what else are you lying about?
And in my comments, I started getting girls going, uh-oh, like, not him. And I immediately was like, wait, what? And I have a girl tell me, like, oh, by the way, he cheated on his ex-girlfriend with literally 15 girls. And before this, he had told me that his ex, who I Guess I'm in Love is about, by the way, one of the most beautiful songs ever. People use it as their wedding song. It's like, I mean, it's his biggest song. He told me that the girl that was about had cheated on him.
Okay. Stretch this one out. This guy is a terrible, terrible liar. This guy's how would you even keep up this many lies? Like, you know, I tell one lie, and I'm like, oh, I feel really about that. Why didn't I just tell the truth? This guy's got like 10 lies going on. Even I'm lost.
What I realized when I really looked into it is I was one of the girls. Because, like I said, he has been messaging me constantly for the last year, like literally sliding up on every single story I post trying to fly me out when he tried to fly me out to dinner that time.
I'm like, surely you dumped him at that point. Like, you find out that you were one of the girls that he cheated on his ex with. Like, surely that's like, you've dumped him. Get rid, love. And then apparently he went on to do an interview with this guy called Zach, and now he's like on the phone to his manager begging for that interview to be deleted. And this girl Brooke is like, why does he want that deleted so much? Hopefully we find out.
I was like what could possibly be in this interview that is so bad that he wants it off the internet? But, you know, like Clinton's telling his manager, like, I don't care, like, just get it down. So in bed next to him, I get on my little phone And I go to the interview and I start to read the comments. And in the comments, I see someone write, "This is really strange. I don't know where this Australian accent came from. He is not Australian. He is from Brunei. I grew up with him. I went to school with him. And I saw his mom last week."
Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. What? So not only is the guy been putting on an Australian accent again, for what reason? Why are you putting on an Australian accent? That's so weird. Like when you don't need to. If you're from America, you live in America, just drop it. Not only that, he lied about his age. This guy isn't real. And on top of that, I thought his mum was dead. I pointed to the sky for her. Bring that back down. I'll leave a little bit up there in case his dad and his brother's up there. Right. Sorry. Oh my god. What do you mean you saw his mum and Aldi? I thought she was dead, love. Just quickly, guys, if you haven't already, make sure you press the subscribe button so you can join the Donut family. You'll have loads of videos to binge watch when you're bored, so just press subscribe.
Number 10, we have reason to believe that he is A, not from Australia, faking an Australian accent, and B, he faked the death of his family. Okay?
What's worse, faking the death of your family or faking an Australian accent? I'll leave that one to you. Which one's a bigger ick? Depends how bad the Australian accent is, I guess. That's so mental. Why? Imagine finding this out about your ex-boyfriend.
I go home and I get on my computer so fast and I look up his mother, okay, which I've never done before. She has a very specific name, all right? And I looked her up on Facebook. She has 2 accounts, okay? And on neither of them has she posted since the date that she was supposed to have died. So in my head, I'm like, okay,
wait, is
it's
she
possible she's dead. But it's also possible that she is not, which, like,
bro, someone saw
guys,
it in Aldi.
but here's the thing, okay? He had told me so many stories about his childhood and his life growing up, and told me all about his mom and what she looked like. She was Norwegian and blonde, okay? He would tell me about what his house looked like and how they had nannies and maids. And he was so wealthy, and his mom would leave for months at a time because she also had, like, she had all these, like, elaborate stories. And now I'm looking at her Facebook profile, and his life was nothing of the sort. Okay, I can see the house that he grew up in Brunei, by the way, not at all in Australia. Keep in mind,
Why would you lie about having maids and like growing up rich? Like, don't people that are like rich, don't they like dampen down how rich they are? Like, oh, well, I've only got 3 maids, right? Could have 4. But I don't get it. For what reason? This doesn't make you more attractive at all. This doesn't cancel out the shakes, brother. Do you know what is just absolutely mental? Is this guy has obviously got a singing career. Like, if he just didn't post that one TikTok about his ex-girlfriend still yapping, none of this would have came out. The man would have been free to carry on. But now, surely you can't come back from this. Like, I guess it's not a cancellation, but I guess it kind of is. Who's going to be supporting you after this?
I did text him and I said, listen to me. I'm going to give you the opportunity right now to tell me if there's anything that you've lied to me about at all.
Oh,
and he
God.
racked his brain for all of 5 minutes before he told me I had lied about my age. I am 22 years old. All that, and the only thing he wanted to admit to was that he lied about.
I mean, no, that is literally like that's like the 20th thing on the list.
How could you do this? Blah, blah, blah. Do you need to be institutionalized, etc.? And I asked him, also, why did you fake the death of your family? And of course, he denies it. And I then tell him, I've been talking to your mother. I had not been talking to his mother, but...
That's so dark. Why did you fake the death of your family? And he's like, no, I didn't. He's like, well, I've been talking to your mother. I saw her buying jives in Aldi. That woman's very much alive, thank you very much. She looks a bit worse for wear, but she's very alive.
That got him. He finally admitted that he did, in fact, fake the death of his mom and his brother. His dad is dead. Not that that's a good thing, but there's 1 out of 3 that are dead.
I mean, sometimes you just gotta count your lucky stars. Don't know what that means. I mean, At least 2 of them aren't dead. But I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. It's a great thing for them, but a bad thing for us, right? Like, I would prefer that they were dead if you told me they were dead. I don't want to find out they're alive, because then I would feel terrible. Like, if I was going out with someone, they said that 3 of their family members were dead, and then I found out that 2 of them were alive, I would be like, whoa, I'm happy. I wish that they were still in the ground. Like, did they rise from the dead? What? Oh my god. Sure, like, how has she kept this information for 2 years? Being an influencer. Most people would have that out the day after the relationship ends. Oh my god, this guy can't come back from this.
It has now been 2 years since we've broken up, and he had the nerve to post a TikTok today saying that I cannot let it go. And I just want to go on record and say, no shit.
Whew. Well, I am sweating after that one. Like, that is one of the maddest stories I've ever heard. Like, genuinely, if there was a series on that, I wouldn't believe it. That is crazy. That's crazy. I hope you're doing better now. Okay. Now we've watched that. That was a long one. I feel like we need to get onto some real heavy ones. From you lot, the submissions that you sent in. Should we read some? Let's read some. I had a quick scan over these, by the way, and they were absolutely mental, some of them. I reckon you play along at home. We decide if we would, like, take these back. Okay, the Rexes. Like, if it's bad or if it's fine. Wrote a book on how to kill me and my friends and then proceeded to get a gun. Okay, right. Well, that's a little bit dark, isn't it? Jesus Christ. Why would he write a book on how to kill you and your friend? What? How does fella have the time? With between studies or work? He's got time to write a book? Who is he? Roald Dahl? What's going on here? And then proceeded to get a gun. The man's trying to make a real life action movie. Gotta rate the ambition of the man. Right? He's like, I'm gonna publish this one myself. My ex tried to convince me he was a werewolf. Like, I said he can't see me on a full moon. Turns out he was cheating on full moons. Bro, what? Like, what? Why? Like, how does that even come down? Like, how do you even, like, introduce that into, like, your conversation? Like, oh, by the way, and if I want to, like, just admit some red flags, I can't come out on full moons. You know, start growing a tail, like, get really furry, get really angry, tend to eat people. So I just kind of locked myself in my cage on them days. That's crazy. Not only did he, like, try and convince you, like, he could have done that if he really wanted a day by himself to stare at the full moon. Maybe that was his thing. But then you've said that he cheated on you on full moons. That is awful. I mean, who is shagging a werewolf, right? If he's, you know, furry and everything when the full moon's out, who's shagging that? Someone with a very, very intriguing kink. Got drunk and on a TV at a house party, then tried to blame the dog. I mean, that's not that bad, right? You know, sometimes if you gotta go, you gotta go, right? Toilet might have been full. He's like, all right, well, I guess the only place to do it is on the television, right? Everyone walks in. Why's the TV got on? First thing you do, point at the dog. Perfect person to argue with. Guess what? They can't speak the language back. Yeah, I don't think that's that bad. I don't feel like that's a dumpable offence. Is it? I mean, why did he on the television? Like, that's just, there's no need to on the television. Just go outside. I don't know if it's dumpable. Maybe it is. Made me scratch his head to remind him of his mum's acrylic nails when he was younger. Oh, God, I feel like I need a wash after reading that. Jesus Christ. 2 seconds, I'm going to put some Palmolive on this. Why are you trying to make your girlfriend your mum? Like, how far? When does the line, like, stop? Like, what happens if you're in bed and he's like, oh, 2 secs, love. Will you just wipe me ass for us? Me mum used to do it as a baby and I just love the feeling. Nice clean bottom. I'm in a funny mood today. Oh, my God. Begged me for permission to sleep with one of my closest friends for experience. What do you mean? Just sleep with your girlfriend if you want experience. Surely that's the best experience. Doing it with your girlfriend, then you, like, why would you want to sleep with someone else to get experience when it's, they might like different things to what your girlfriend likes? Well, like, what do you mean? You're not like a chef working in another restaurant and then you can bring the recipes to this one. That's not how it works. Just sleep with your own girlfriend. What happened to that? What happened to those days when guys used to sleep with their own girlfriends? God. Men aren't men anymore. Asked me to both pee, oh God, on him and breastfeed him. Most mortifying relationship I was in. Oh my Jesus. I mean, you know, not a king shame, but come on. Pee and breastfeed. Are they in the same concoction? I don't even, like, what is that? That's like the worst cocktail ever. What are we doing? Don't mix your drinks, fella. Awful. I'm telling you, that man has watched too much porn. Has ruined that man's brain. That is the only explanation for that. Unless that man had a weird kind of thing as a child where he was breastfed until a high age and somehow peed on. That man has trauma. I'm sorry, don't take him back. He shoved 20p up his bum. and then used it to pay for a monster. A couple of questions. I don't really believe this one. First off, who's getting a monster for 20 pence? Which Londis is that? Send the link. 20 pence? You can't even get that on TikTok Shop, man. And then secondly, right, it's kind of a talent, right? 20 pence up your bum, right? It's kind of like one of their machines, you only put 20 pence in, you turn the thing, you get him a jelly bean out. Just he's getting a monster out. I think that's a talent. I wouldn't have dumped him. Get him back, love. Told me the reason she loved me was because I looked like Ed Sheeran and then asked if we could do an Ed Sheeran role play. What? What is an Ed Sheeran role play? 2 seconds, love. Do you mind if we just shag on this Lego house? By the way, how much Lego can you put up your bum? That's a side question. That is mental. Is that just like having like in like different kind of scenarios in these songs? Like first a Lego house, second like a castle on a hill. I would not take that back, right? I don't like it. Why are they pretending you're someone else? I've had enough of that. He was really jealous of my dogs and would get upset if he thought I loved them more than him. What? Like, how can you be jealous of a dog? Like, what was he doing? Like, was he like, oh God, why'd you always pick up their shit and never mine? Oh God, you love them so much more than me. Why wouldn't you walk me round on a lead? Do you not love me? God, I deserve better. Slept with his cousin. That's I don't even need to read the rest. After we broke up, he joined an interpretive dance group in an attempt to make me jealous. Oh, that's so toxic. What, you break up with someone and then they dedicate their entire life to being a sublime dancer? That would be the worst. Why would you think that would be an attempt to make you jealous? Did he not just do it as a hobby? I don't feel like he did that to make you jealous. Touched his stepsister. Yep, that'll do it. That's one way to ruin a relationship. Right, what are you doing today? Oh, just touching my stepsister. Right, nah, it's not something you bring up at the family dinner table. I love this one. My ex put baby bells in the freezer and ate them. She was mental, I swear. Oh God. That's the worst of the lot, that one. Right, that is the worst of the lot. The only thing that can top that is joining an interpretive dance group. Putting baby bells in the freezer. What are we doing, ladies and gentlemen? Some of these are actually awful. Asked me for a threesome with my childhood best friend and left me for her when I said no. Oh, that's so bad. Oh, I actually feel for you. Really, he wasn't kind of asking for a threesome. He just wanted to shag your friend and he was like asking you just for like the courtesy if you wanted to join in. Like, by the way, do you want a threesome with your best mate? You don't? All right, well, I mean, I'm going to shag her anyway, so I guess you just stay there then. Oh, that is so bad. Did your best friend not have like a say in this? Was she like just kind of up for it the whole time? Oh, come on. Said he's going to spunk in my drink and make me drink it. Sir, this is a Burger King. What do you mean? Stop it. Get some help. Jesus Christ. Guys, I feel like I'm going to have to cut this video here. I've got sent over 1,000 and I'm not even like a third of the way through. If you want me to make a second video on this, 2,000 likes, I'm going to do this. And if you want to watch a video where the memes are even crazier than in this one, click this video right now because you'll be satisfied.
Kirkham, baby.